From the moon to the stars, you can show me the way I follow. This is who we are, who we are. I will.
What's up, Hans family, and welcome to my fourth and final installment in my Elemental series. I can't believe this is it. We're here. We did it. We did all four. And if you haven't seen the other three, you should definitely go check this out. The idea behind water was plain and simple. Water connects us all. You know, some hippie shit like that. So, oops, I know I'm a little stained still, but this is my fifth time now refilming this because I didn't like the others. This was my third attempt. I didn't keep the footage from all of them, unfortunately, because I had to clear off my SD card, but I was trying to go for like an ice school. I don't know, it didn't fit water the way I wanted it to, so I may keep the footage for a later tutorial. I don't know, we'll see. I hate this look.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, it fucking hates you right back.
I think I need to take off the herpes, is what it is.
Like that side.
I don't know, I kind of hate it all now, suddenly.
The whole look, everything.
Yeah, I really do. And I'm wondering if it's because I'm tired.
Yes. It is, because when I was tired of Halloween, I wanted to quit every look, and I was like, this is the stupidest shit. The next morning I'd wake up and be like, oh my god, it wasn't that bad.
I don't think it's one of those times.
Yeah.
I hate it. They just weren't exactly up to par. Just pretend this staining ain't there. Also, just look really quick at how long my little baby hairs are getting. Isn't that crazy? I actually think I'm gonna start wearing it like this. It looks quite sexy, if I say so myself. I usually start my tutorials as of late with a sassy ponytail, but today's a sassy bun, okay? I'm now prepping my skin with the Tatcha Water Cream. It's a really hydrating moisturizer. It's always good to start with something that's really hydrating on your skin before you do makeup. Great skincare will lead to a great makeup application. Finally, you guys, I'm ready to film my Holy Grail brow routine. So I'm not going to show that right now. It will come later this week, so I do that real quickie. And then using these two water-activated paints from Mehron, I'm going to just spray some water on them. Don't worry, that's water, not MAC Fix Plus. I'm not that crazy. And with the white, I'm just going to start sketching out exactly where I want those kind of top panels of the skin that's popping forward. I made sure to stay with a little bit of the shape of my skull and the face to kind of continue with the features of the body, because I always like to incorporate those in makeup looks. But also keeping enough space open so that there's plenty of water connecting everything, because obviously water is the center stage of this entire idea. Picking up my blue and black body paint, I'm just going to mix those two and fill everywhere else that I don't want to have as those little skin panels that are raised forward. I mixed a little bit of black into this just because the color that I use for the water is pretty much the same exact color of the blue, so I gotta make it a little darker. Now just fill in the rest of the pieces you left open with some white. And I'm using the same brush, so it did have a little bit of blue on it still, but that's all good because it doesn't need to be like stark white, you know? When working with water-activated paints, especially light colors, you need to layer it quite a bit so it's nice and opaque. A good trick is to just add a little bit of water so that the paint is really thick, and layer it just a couple of times. As the paint starts to dry, just use your brush to lightly go over with a little bit of application of another layer. I kept the shapes really organic. I wanted them to be very circular and soft because water flows and all that shit. And grabbing some black paint, I start outlining the white parts that we put down. With a little bit of blue, I help to start to blend it out just a little bit so it's not so stark. I was like really jamming through this whole tutorial too. If you have Apple Music, look up 2000s hip hop. It'll take you back. It's the best.
Let me see you 1, 2 step.
So we're adding the black down and then blending it out with blue just because these pieces on top would be casting a shadow downwards. So it'll help to give that look that these blue parts of our skin are underneath the white parts. Oh, and little Moo Moo, he is so hungry for love today, so I had to let him on my lap as I painted. This is the NYX Primal Color Shadow in blue. I grabbed this in a packing brush. This is from Fearless Cosmetics, just to really push against the color of the paint, just to really blend it out. Sometimes paints can be tricky to blend out, especially water activated, so eyeshadows really help. And then grabbing the black Primal eyeshadow from NYX, just to really intensify the shadows underneath these pieces of skin. When I say underneath, I mean that we did the shadow all over the entire pieces, but with the light source hitting downwards, the shadow would be even more intense underneath. And even though we just did this with body paints, adding the eyeshadow element just helps to give that soft gradient. And you guys probably already know this product very well on my channel. It's the Makeup Forever Clown White Paint. It's a grease-based product. And I just want to take this to highlight the high points of the skin that's still showing through. Take your features into consideration, but also take the new features you're creating with these little pieces. And like any cream or grease-based product, you need to set that. I'm using the RCMA setting powder. Dipping back into that blue shadow, I want to show just a little bit more of dimension on these pieces, or else they'll look completely flat. As it would move around your face and body, around your features, it would have a little bit of shadow here and there, but do try to leave the very tips and edges, just the tip, of the pieces white, just because those would lift forward a little bit to cast such an intense shadow down onto the blue. You don't have to go around the entire piece either. Just take your body or your face into consideration and add a little bit of shadow where it would naturally dip inwards. This is the NYX Vivid Brights cream color. It's kind of a thick cream-based product, obviously by the name cream color. And it's this really nice periwinkle blue, so I'm going to use it as the base for the water. So like I said in the intro, I was going for like water connects all of these pieces together. So I'm just going with a very organic shape of water to go across all of the pieces of skin we have, adding some that'll go underneath each other, and adding a lot of just water droplets in general. This product does dry, so you can add a lot on top of it, so it's very different than any other just kind of normal cream-based product. I didn't want all of the water to look the exact same. I was trying to do as many different streams as I possibly could think of. So I had some that were separating into two different parts, some that were just dripping from the skin areas, and some that were just kind of going off on their own. You know, like that meme that's like, calm your tits, and it's like, no! That's what I was thinking of, really. Do this all over, connecting the pieces, and now grabbing that black eyeshadow we used earlier, we need to show that the water itself is casting a shadow downwards onto our base of blue. Pick a light source you want to go for. I was just going for really, straightforward, kind of facing down, pretty simple, and added the shadow accordingly, going right underneath each stream or drip and blending it out just a little bit as I went. Hey guys, remember that time I told you to check out the 2000s playlist? Well, you may get a few awesome hits like that in there. And moving on, this is the part of the water that will make it look the absolute most realistic, highlighting. I'm using that same white paint that I used earlier for Makeup Forever, and highlighting water comes in two different stages, I would say. One is going to be the light highlight, where you take the cream paint and you're just going to blend it out with your brush, focusing more so towards where you put that shadow down. And you do this just because that's where the light is going through the water and hitting. And then the shadow is from the actual physical water. The second part is the Glossy Highlight, which is just straight up white. And that's going to show where the light is on top of the water hitting it. So you have your two. One's going through the water, and it's very light, it's not too intense. And then you have your like glossy ass white one where it's like, boom, I'm on top of the water, this is me. You can even pick kind of a light source too, where I went with 2 little dots towards the very top of the water as my glossy highlight, and then just went with the flow of the water for the more muted down highlight. Any way that you draw the water, it's great to just go with the movement. You can even look up reference pictures. Reference pictures are always a huge help if you need. After the water was pretty much all done, I picked this NYX lipstick, which I obviously depotted all of them into this palette. It was the perfect blue, so just filled in my lips with that. Drew my signature beauty mark, duh. And with some blue shadow that we were using earlier, I went to just kind of give a little bit of a smoky cat eye, just very soft. This also helped to contour my nose and show a little bit of where our features were. Using this darker shade from this Makeup Forever palette, I just deepened the outer corners a little bit. And then was going to put on lashes, but I couldn't find my lash glue, so no lashes for us, unfortunately. My damn contacts are bothering me, so I had to take them out. So I'm super blind. I don't know if I'm even in focus, so I keep having to kind of lift up my glasses and like an old ass bitch. And that is the entire look, you guys. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this series. I fucking love doing series on my channel, so tell me below what other series you want to see, and I will consider doing them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just appreciate you so damn much. And I love the fuck out of you. And I will just see you in my next video coming this week. Fuck off, Nat! I guess that's the end. That's all this Nat wants me to do.